Haitian African diaspora, this message is for you. If you consider yourself African man or woman or boy or girl, if you consider yourself African American, African Jamaican, African Barbados, African Limits, St. Lucia, all of you, this message is for you, all right? And again, this message is not for those who are convinced that they are Aborigines or Indigenous or Native or what else we are claiming to be these days out there. No, if you are convinced, you have your proof, or like our children in America say, receipt, this is not for you. So don't come into the comments. Spare yourself time and energy. Scroll. To my beautiful and amazing royals of Africa, Mboluani, this is your queen, Queen Ngningone II, 17th generation crown queen of the Fang people and of the diaspora Africans. Today I would like to come at you with a message, a very important message, and the title of this message is The Dangers of Our Divisions. So, before I begin, let us go ahead and watch a few video clips I have selected, and then we'll get back. All right? Please watch this.
Listen, Linda, listen. This ADOS FBA dialogue is getting on my nerves. For those of you who don't know, ADOS means American Descendants of Slaves, and FBA refers to Foundational Black Americans. The former term was pioneered by Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore, and the latter by Tariq Nasheed. Technically, I'd fall into both categories since I'm Black American. I mean real black. I'm talking down south turtle soup black, Gullah black, got relatives that are blue black. Anyways, having listened to both parties for some time, these two groups were born out of Black Americans wanting to create their own ethnic cultural identity, which is understandable. Black people in America are very diverse, and not all were born here or have ties to American slavery, and by extension, a claim to reparations. However, what I won't condone is members of these parties spreading division within the black collective. I don't want to hear, well, Africans and Caribbeans call us this and that and discriminate too. No, there are better ways to handle conflict or disagreements that don't involve stooping to a problematic level. At the end of the day, Black Americans have our own unique history, but our bloodline traces back to the African continent. There's no way around it. We are family. To be against any group of black people means to practice anti-black.
So recently this tweet right here went viral from Tariq Nasheed. Now if you're looking at it from an outside point of view, it may seem harmless, like he's just playing the dozens, but what he has been doing on social media is very dangerous to our survival and our psychology as African people. What he has been doing is what Marimba Ani says in her book is the devaluing process of a people. This tactic of devaluing has been used all throughout history in all forms of social society.
You know what I mean? You deface the enemy. You destroy him or his humanity in your mind first. So when you shoot him, it's easier because you're not shooting a human. You're shooting a slob or you're shooting a gook.
Where are you from?
I'm from America. I was born in this country.
No, you're not. Not where you were born, nigga. You're an anchor baby. You're an anchor baby. You're an anchor baby.
Throughout history, there have been people who use this technique of devaluing a group of people. Most notable, Adolf Hitler. I would be remiss if I didn't say that some of the things that he said on social media are actually true. We do know that we have boneheads and knuckleheads on both sides of the Atlantic. And that is also a Urugu trick. You tell a little bit of the truth, but then you put your contextual spin on it to benefit your agenda.
Some of these dudes could very well be Caribbean. Do you understand what I'm saying? Like this dude here, this Desmond Mills guy. Look at the head on this dude. That's not an FBA head. Look at this dude.
I see your hairline. You're not a foundational Black American with that hairline, nigga.
A part of this devaluing process is that you paint this false narrative and you force feed it to the people. Look at LeBron James' hairline. Isn't he foundational Black American? What about Steve Harvey? Plies? Neo? Now, some people might say this is so trivial. You're talking about hairlines, right? But the problem is when people start to believe it, when people start to believe that we're different, when people start to devalue one another, it's easier to mistreat them. And Europeans have mastered this psychology throughout history. The idea of creating the other, the mysterious person, the person that we can look down upon for the most smallest things. And that way we'll be able to be justified in our mistreatment of those people, as you can see of this human zoo in 1956. For clarification purposes, this is not me saying that foundational Black Americans is not entitled to reparations. What I'm saying is, at what cost are we going to pay for these reparations? Because if it comes at the hands of devaluing other Africans, then that's a price too heavy to pay.
You can't listen and talk at the same time. Why didn't you stay and focus on making your own country great?
Because I felt like, or I thought, not I felt like coming here and getting the proper education and getting the proper resources and doing things that are right will in turn help me in the long run to make my country in the world.
So you stealing. You stealing
What
resources.
Are you talking about stealing? What are you talking about?
Stealing.
Resources?
How much money you didn't? No. How much money you didn't stole and sent back to your country?
What? You know what? You are not having an intellectual.
How much money have you sent back to your country?
You are not having an intellectual argument.
I am.
Okay? How much?
I'm having a real argument. You can't listen and talk at the same time. You got 2 ears and 1 mouth for a reason. I'm not T.I. Why are you sending money? How much money have you sent back to your country? Anything you want right after you give me an estimate of how much money you sent back to your country. The reason why it's relevant is because I need to know why you're here. The reason why, or the why behind what you're doing, also substantiates whether or not you should be here or not. We don't want people here just hold on, let me finish. Let me finish.
Okay. The question and the basis of the argument was, why are we letting people come into our borders, and what can we do to kind of vet them? That was the question.
Ain't no hour. It ain't your border. Ain't no hour. You a visitor.
I'm not a visitor.
You a visitor. You are not. Ain't no hour. It's mines.
Okay, I want to ask you, is a naturalized citizen, can he claim our border?
Ain't no hour. So what should we do? What should we do to solve your border, Anton? That's what you asking me. How can you make this argument and we don't even know who you are?
Who you, the people?
Till we get things fixed on our end, y'all get the fuck out and wait. So why the fuck should we continue to let y'all do what y'all want to do?
These migrants in our community without our permission. Shame. Mayor Lightfoot would never pull this type of thing in anyone's neighborhood. She would not drop off a busload of Haitians in Little Village. She would not drop off a busload. Please withdraw your decision to put the migrants in our community. We already are struggling with the issue of fentanyl in our communities. We don't need anything else to add to the struggles that we already have. If there is a lack of resources in our community, we don't need anyone else to come in and suck those up. That's right. We're tired, Miss Lightfoot. We're tired, and we will not be voting for you.
Unions are reacting strongly to the remarks made by the ambassador. His Excellency Antonio Rodriguez was critical of the implementation of the new immigration policy. Arla Dawn Davis took to the streets today to gather some of the feedback made from those controversial comments.
I think you have to have heart. You have to have, humanity. But you have to address the situation of those kids born here.
It's this strong comment made by Haitian Ambassador Antonio Rodriguez during Monday's edition of the Bahamas Tonight that has outright offended many Bahamians who are now calling for the Haitian diplomat to be recalled immediately.
I think you need to go ahead, resign, send somebody else here who have some sort of sense who's going to be aiding our Prime Minister and assisting with the illegal population here.
In our country, we are doing them a favor, right? And by doing them a favor, they're supposed to humble.
They need to go back where they're from, and they're too bigoty.
The Haitians have their country, the Bahamians have their country, and it is our country, and we could decide how we want to run our affairs.
Additionally, there are many Bahamians who feel that governments of the day took far too long to deal with this immigration problem, which has enabled illegal migrants to feel that they are more than equal in this country.
Take a little bit too long. From they burn the Bahamian flag, they're supposed to be deported out here.
How our government could give them privilege to have Flag Day in the Bahamas On top of that, they've actually disfigured our flag by burning it. They also had parades for their various leaders in the Bahamas.
Immigration Minister Fred Mitchell recently revealed that it cost the government roughly $32,000 to repatriate illegal migrants to their homeland on a daily basis. And some Bahamians feel this should not be the government's responsibility.
When most of them come here, they've already gotten everything free. I mean, and some of them are they owned restaurants and fruit stands and all of this stuff. Why not have them pay their own ticket back?
He claims that they don't have no money to repatriate the Haitians, but then he comes back on TV a couple of days later and said they lost $20,000 in the safe. But you know how much Haitians they could repatriate back with that?
When you come into this country legal, then you have your children, they born here illegal. You understand? It becomes now a burden on the country that they exist in.
And while the public outcry on the Haitian ambassador's comments continue to mount even on social media, Immigration Department officials continue to spread the message that if you are not legally living or working here in the Bahamas, you must return to your homeland.
How are we going to have immigrants being dropped off in our community when we don't even have enough resources to take care of our own? It wouldn't be right if Black Americans were just dropped off in somewhere in Haiti and making the Haitian people be responsible for them. Because they don't have no jobs, they have nothing. That wouldn't be right either. So it's the same thing.
Well, I just come from a visit to Kyiv, and I can report Kyiv stands strong. Kyiv stands proud. It stands tall. And most important, it stands free. And yesterday, I had the honor to stand with President Zelensky in Kyiv to declare that we will keep standing up for these same things. No matter what. He thought NATO would fracture and divide. Instead, NATO is more united and more unified than ever before. But there should be no doubt. Our support for Ukraine will not waver. NATO will not be divided, and we will not tire. To all of you here tonight, take a moment, and I'm serious when I say this. Turn around and look at one another. Look at what you've done so far. Poland is hosting more than 1.5 million refugees from this war. God bless you. Poland's generosity, your willingness to open your hearts and your homes is extraordinary.
It really makes sense to you, because of your nonsense, because of your ego, because you are very, 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 very stubborn, my friend. I can't even call you my brother. I don't think so. Motherfucker like this are not up. You still my brother. I'll call you brother. You just lost. It would be fair to us. Matter of fact, we did it before during slavery. I'm going to remind you again. Haiti, even though we were broke, we were poor, we just finished to fight. You know, even if our resources were destroyed, we still open our door for you as Black Americans to come and live for free. Not as a slave, as you were in America, to come and live as a free Black man, free Black woman. We did it before. Your memory is short. That's why you did that to us today. Matter of fact, the reason why Haitians are leaving the country right now to come in the US is because Haitians decided to fight for every Black man and every Black woman to be free all over the world. Today, we are paying the cost because of you. We are paying the cost because we decide to fight. We are paying the cost because we remind you that you must be free. You shouldn't be slave. We are paying the cost because we destroyed the economy of the masters. That's why today we are paying the cost. You should learn how to empathize and sympathize with us. You should never kick your brothers who are seeking for a better life. You should never and ever. The founder of Chicago was a Haitian migrant named Jean-Baptiste Produsab. And where were you when the Ukrainians got the SSI? They got apartment. They got free housing. While some of you as American citizens, you're still sleeping in the street. You don't get food. They got free food. They got SSI. They got money because they have blue eyes and long hair. You're not upset and didn't say anything. My friend, my brother, I'll still call you my brother. You are a house one. I'm asking all of the black people all over the world to go to your show, African Diaspora News, to leave a very, very nice review for you. A very, very, very nice comment. Because it seems like you don't know what is it to be African diaspora. You don't understand. Huh? You're very selfish and very stubborn. We must leave a very nice comment for you.
My dear people, it is important that we understand that our most powerful survival tool is unity. As you know, we are a group of people who has survived the most atrocious history. So we're dealing with a lot of trauma, all of us. You know, I don't care whether you are African from mainland Africa or you satellite African in the diaspora. All of us were wounded. All of us carry trauma. Those of our children in America who know, who feel that they come from Africa, it's important that you understand and you know your root. It's important that you understand the history of your people to first of all understand why you ended up over there and what's coming for our people. So if you were kidnapped and trafficked to the Americas through the war on Africa, commonly called as transatlantic slave trade, know that you are the seed of Yakuba. It is important that you learn your history from your own people, okay? And not the colonizer. Remember, their goal was to get us lost. These people, before they attack us, they were camping in our backyard, calling themselves geographers. They were actually spies. They were there many years before the attack, studying the tribes, locating each different tribe and reporting to their crown what we were sitting on as far as wealth and demographic. So if your tribe ended up being kidnapped and found here, you are the seed of Yakuba, the one the Europeans call Jacob. What does it mean? You heard that us African, we are royalty. So why am I bringing this up? Because I have to take you back to your root for you to understand why the things which are happening to us in the first place. So the crown, I'm from the Fang people. We are descendant of Manasseh. And all of you who were picked up, kidnapped from home, you must come from a tribe descendant of one of these 12 original kingdoms. Because these were the houses that were targeted, the house of Yakuba. So like I said, we had a lot of people stolen from us. If you're a seed of Yakuba, it means that you're a child of a covenant. What is a covenant? There is a contract between our forefathers and the Creator. For those of you who just wonder what I'm talking about, please go on my page or at Nubia, the Path to Return on YouTube. You will find all these videos about the 12 tribes of Israel in Africa. Our elders tells us that Yakuba, his name was Yakuba, Jacob originally. So he went into covenant with the Creator. Our people call him Tatanzambe, the God of our ancestors. When he went into covenant with him, what does he mean? He made him a king. He changed his name from Yakuba to Yisalayeli. Our people say Yisalayeli to say Israel. From him was going to come the King of Kings. Our elders tells us that in order for Judah, who was supposed to be the King of Kings, to be born, he had to be brought forth by another king. Our people said dogs don't breed cats. Kings breed kings. Okay? They wanted to make us believe that they were these tribal people. No, they were kings. So if you're from the seed of Yakuba, this is how you get your royalty. Because if you're descendant of a king, it makes you a prince, it makes you a princess. That's why you will see me engaging you guys as my prince or my princess. It goes from there. And then among us, we have what we call the crown royals. Okay, these descendants of our kings. The children of our kings, the many children of our kings, they stole from us. These are our crown royal. So they come from a covenanted bloodline.
because their family, if their family, someone was king or queen, themselves, they're under a covenant. What does it mean? There's an agreement between the creator and their family to do what? To provide and protect for the creator's people. So you understand? So when you come from a covenant, there's a responsibility, there's a job, there's something, there's always something that is expected of you, okay? If some of you wonder why we are the creator favorite people, my dear children, you have to understand that the creator of the universe gave us absolutely everything. He gave us intelligence, he gave us beauty, he gave us strength, he gave us love. Our people are naturally able to love. Okay, it's not like pulling teeth. We have that love, we're born to love, okay? So he gave us a lot, he gave us the full package. He loaded us up with melanin, which people are now finding out that it's a very valuable commodity. Now, you mean to tell me that the creator of the universe gave us all these things and we have absolutely nothing in return to do for him? He gave us everything. We are his chosen people, chosen to do what? To express his #1 royalty on earth. I told you that all the seed of Yakubas are royalty. And #2, to express his priesthood, to teach who he is to the rest of the world. So yeah, we come with a mission on earth. But trust and believe that when we work or we walk away from the covenant, we do everything contrary to what he expects of us, you know, to act or to live our lives. Yes, there's consequences. To whom much is given, much is expected. I want you to know, if you find yourself in the diaspora, yes, you are a Bantu, okay? In my case, I'm a Bantu Afro-Congo. My people are from the Congo kingdoms. Some of you come from West Africa. But all the tribes that were targeted were sons of Yakuba. Don't let anybody else tell you otherwise. Our history has been revised and revised and revised. So let us come back to our topic, case figure #1. The case of Haiti. These videos I just shared just kind of broke my heart to see how ungrateful our people have grown to be. So ungrateful, so self-serving. Do you think that a group of people such as us, we are around the world oppressed, both at home and abroad? Wherever we landed, we seem to find ourselves at the bottom of the ladder. Do you really think that we should have the luxury to discriminate against each other? I mean, logically, we shouldn't have the luxury. I don't care the programming we receive during the years of captivity. I know none of us was really held as slaves, but we know that we carry a lot of trauma in our DNA. So therefore, it's very important that we seek to heal. Because when we heal, we can unite. We can throw away all these divisive theory that we are so different. Now we are even having debate about people features, people hair texture. Our people have grown to hate themselves and therefore each other, so much so that we have become cruel toward one another. I saw videos of our people in America publicly rejecting the Haitian refugees from finding help in America. I got to see that horror. I saw them getting rejected in Jamaica. I saw them getting rejected in Bahamas. Our children this day now, they claim they have countries they want to protect. How do you wrap your mind around the fact that wherever other Africans want to go, you know, they're rejected? They are met with the plantation guards, just like you watch in these videos. Master, there's other Negroes coming here. Master, who allowed them in? It looks ridiculous, and yet we are the most verbal, going around complaining how the rest of the world treat us. We are out there seeking for the rest of the world to give us that which we don't even want for our own brother. Our children have forgotten about history. Now you guys are going publicly rejecting the children of Haiti. How come we forget so fast? Like our elders back at home say, Haiti is our firstborn of our stolen children. Haiti were the bravest. Like my grandfather, who was a king, used to tell us when we were little. He used to refer to Haiti as the son who rose up and wiped off the father's shame. Haiti did what our forefathers couldn't do. Haiti defeated the white man, poured holes in his pockets, which forced them to let go of their possession here, the Louisiana Purchase and all this thing. Not only they freed themselves, but they also opened up their land. For those of you who speak Spanish, you can catch on Netflix the series about Simón Bolívar. If you want to know, you can learn something about the position of our people in Latino America. It's an eye-opener. It's going to let you know how our people survived there as enslaved African in, Latino America, and how they participated in the war effort to liberate South America from Spanish occupation. So, you will see in there that it was known in the region that any runaway slave could find safety in Haiti. Haiti was that which Mexico was in the West. So it's funny that now that the Haitian brothers, their brothers in North America, their brothers in the Caribbean, don't want nothing to do with them. We are the only group of people who still acting as if they're still enslaved. How can we expect from the world to give us that which we don't even want for ourselves? Because if we were serious about wanting it for ourselves, we would want it for our brothers who look just like us. You have to understand that we are children of the covenant. In the Congos, we gave it to them with our bare hands. And when they took away our weapons, we started lining up for them to cut off our limbs before we could work for them. So you have to understand that a lot of blood was shed. Okay, they stripped everything from you. You have to keep in mind, number one, whatever they took from you, you have to see in it that it was powerful. It was a potential weapon. If it's knowledge, if it's an identity, always go back to recover that which they took by force from you. And one of these things is your identity. You have to understand that as a child of Yakuba, as a seed of Yakuba, there's a covenant over your head. So we are children of the covenant. What does it mean? It's an agreement. If we don't fulfill our part, we suffer the consequences. He didn't give us the richest land on earth. He didn't give us the finest men on earth. He didn't give us the finest women on earth with everything. We loaded with everything for us to just fool around. No, there's no such thing as unconditional love. That's a Western kind of nonsense. We all have a debt we have to pay. So those who take care of you, you can't walk away from them. Those you come from, you can't walk away from them. You have to root yourself in your culture. That's why when we tumble, when we make a mistake, we get it the hardest. Because we're the firstborn. We're the ones he chose for a particular mission. We're the one he loaded with everything the other race wants. He gave us the richest land. He gave us everything. So guess what? We owe him. All right? We are the people of Ubuntu. Okay? I am you and you are me. That's part of the covenant. We were to treat each other like that, to view each other through our own lens, like this is a reflection of me. As you are looking at me, my dear people, you look at a reflection of you, a variance, okay? A model, a version of you who looks just like me, who speak with a funny accent or a cute accent, however it comes to you. And me, when I see you, I see a different version of me. Depending how my sister is rocking it. If she has the claws nail, like they call, so there's a side of me that loves that claw nail. Maybe not this version of me, but an extension of me, who's my sister down the street, who loves to sit for 3 hours to get her nails done. So no judgment, no seeing different, because this is really who we are. We come from one common ancestor. So that's our job on earth, to teach the others. You have to understand, we are not cursed. People say, oh, we curse. How can the Creator curse his own people? This is again the brainwash by that book. I told you that book talks about us, but it's not our book. We are God's people. We didn't sit and wait for the European to come, for them to come and teach us anything about our God. Okay? You are a covenanted child. So your moves, your do's, there's a law governing us, there's laws ruling over us, and we can't do otherwise. So when I see our children who have grown to be so selfish, they forgot the role their big brother did. Haiti, just like the young man said in that video, Haiti loved their people so much, so they took the burden to defeat the French, to give them a good and well-deserved beating. They demystified them, and forever they sworn to crush Haiti. So the children of Haiti are in distress. They want to come to America. We have our own people who look just like us. They get out, they go and stand out there and tell the world why they shouldn't come here. We have people like that. They run a channel called African Diaspora. You would think they are for unity. You would think they are for bringing the house of Yakuba together. No. They want to preach that they are some kind of super citizen, that other people, other ones of us who come here, come and take from them. But these are the same ones who are good in marching, in demanding all these rights and everything. But the thing is, you have to understand rulership though. Respect is thing that have to be taken by force. It's the type of thing you have to beat the old. If they groomed us to hate each other, we have to do just the opposite. How would anybody take you seriously when you go, you barge at his door, you always at his door, marching, protesting about all the things you want. You tell him you want them for yourself, but you don't want them for your brother. Me as a leader, I can't take such people seriously. I will manipulate them nice, well against one another. And this is where we are. Our children these days, to have claims to whatever they're seeking out there, have denounced themselves. They have stripped themselves naked of their own identity. They're going on to form groups to ensure the master can only pay to those the ancestors work in a plantation in America. They have gone and divided themselves. You think I'm over such a group of people? I would take them seriously. I would laugh. I'm like, I made them so divided, because if they had this, they will unite, so that there's no way to run for me. If those in the Caribbean are here, they unite with the ones here making noise. Those who stayed at home, they unite among them. They sing the same song. Those in Europe, they sing the same song. The people who are in charge of paying here, they're going to call their cousin, because contrary to what you think, the only time these people came together is to form the alliance they formed to come and attack Africa. Those of you who know NATO, this was the formation of NATO. And if you look what NATO is today, the country key members of NATO are the nation that overthrew the government of God on earth and murdered the African kings. So you see, they put their wars aside when it came time for their survival. Sadly, when it comes to our people, even when it comes time for our survival, we stay divided. We act like slaves or plantation guards. When our fellow African or black people come, instead of viewing them as our backup, we should be like, hey, our backup is here. Whatever they deny me because I'm born here and because of the last name I answer, I send you, my sister, go and get it for us. That's how the other nationality function here and anywhere else. The minute one comes, he opens a pathway for the other ones to come. They work with each other. They don't use the system they complain so much about. They don't use that very same system to destroy each other, to drag each other to court, and so on and so on. So you have to understand that all your efforts, wherever you are, whether Jamaica, whether Bahamas, whether America, whether whatever, all your efforts to obtain liberation or freedom or whatever you're seeking for your governments will be null and void as long as you don't want it for your brothers and sisters. It's the law of the universe. That which you don't want, let's just tell the truth. So we're going to stop being insane. Okay? Doing the same thing over and over and expect different outcome is insanity. So our people, we're going to stop being insane. If we still go around being this selfish individual, self-hate individual, we're not going to get anything out of life. Until we want reparation for our brother sitting next to us who may not have been here, we will never attract reparation for us either. That's how it works. So fix your heart. If you truly want to survive this, if you truly want to make it, if you truly, I don't care what you self-proclaim yourself, if deep down inside you know your blood comes from Africa, you better get with the program. We are people of a covenant. We are not savage. You are not just a peasant out there. Many of you were snatched from royal compounds. Many of you, your ancestor was a straight up king. How do you know? If you dream with our pet, the leopard or the lion, if you dream with a black panther, you came from a family of priesthood. Your ancestor was the high priest or something. So you have to watch out. It's not because you go, no, I'm not African, I'm not this, I'm not that, that is going to spare you. It's not going to spare you just because you say so. Okay, my people?
This one needs attention, so we're going to give it to him. Black Americans are totally different from every race in the world. We are starting from nothing and rebuilding the entire world in our own image. Okay. Why do you have to spew this onto my page, though? Have I ever contradicted Black excellence? Or have I not boosted it? I'm curious. See, you're biased for Black Americans only. I'm not. I'm for everyone with Black DNA, with African DNA. Everyone. I'm for the entire diaspora. And you're just for Black Americans. Okay. But why are you in here saying this? That has nothing to do with the point of anything that anyone said. All the man said was that calling men Pookies and Ray Rays is bigoted and unnecessary. It's degrading and it's bigoted. And all I said was same thing he said. And here you are, Black Americans are totally different from every race, in your opinion. There are many differences to who we are as Black Americans. That is very true. But are we supremacists over anyone else? No. That's a colonizer mindset of ya. You get my point? If being who we are means that we have to sit there with the same mindset of those who enslaved us, I'm sorry, I don't want it. Okay? I don't. Okay? You feel how you feel. But as I told the other dude, no, I think that was you. Keep that to your own page. I just don't understand why these men call themselves men, but they're not emboldened and embracing to bring this to their own pages, so they stay private and come here and spew their ideas on my page. When why? I don't know you. And I didn't come to you, you came to me. So, other than you wanting attention from my followers, you gonna get attention from my followers. Cool. So I think if you're Black If you're African and you're not American, he really want to hear from you. If you're black,
Nduya kurale kunare nole